Hello students, today we're talking about the eye. We talked about pupil, which is the center black part, sclera, which is the white part, and iris, which is the colored part. We see eyeballs every day, but usually the outside of it is not showing, and so we get a little bit nervous and uncomfortable when we see it not inside of a human face. But today we're going to look at the creepiness and the beauty of the eye. We're going to follow the steps to make a beautiful eyeball that looks like your eye. So step 1 is to take a large white circle and give it some capillaries and some veins. These are very important for your eyeball to get the blood and oxygen that it needs. I'm starting with a red colored pencil and bringing in some kind of random light branches because these actually grow a lot like trees, branching out. Notice I'm pressing hard with my pencil and then lifting up so that they get thinner and thinner as we go. I'm going to make them all the way around, but I'm not going to make them very even. I'm going to have them sprout from different sections, sometimes close and sometimes far. Sometimes they'll be short and sometimes they'll be long. The next step is going to be messy, so choose one hand to be clean and one hand to be messy. I'm using a messy mat, and my non-dominant hand, my left hand, is going to be my clean hand. My dominant hand is going to be dirty. My clean hand gets to spin the eyeball. My dirty hand gets to rub some charcoal. So I'm just rubbing right a little bit on the edge. My clean hand spins the eyeball. This keeps fingerprints from getting all over the place. If you rotate your eye and do a little bit of rubbing right on the edge, then you'll control your black pastel much better. So notice I'm going to go all the way around on the edge, and the only place where there's a lot of messy charcoal is just one spot. Spinning and rubbing right along the edge. And when you finish, you get to use your dirty hand to rub the charcoal. By rubbing around in a circle, you're going to get what looks to be a shaded edge. It helps make your eyeball look round. Shadow creeps around darkest the further away we are, and then lighter as you come closer. Now I'm going to make sure my name is on the back. Keep my dirty hand away from touching things and go put the eyeball in the finished pile. Before I clean my hand, I'm going to turn my messy mat inside out so that I don't have to worry about that black charcoal getting anywhere else. Now I'm going to wash my dirty hand and begin with the next part. The next part involves a mirror, a pencil, and a smaller circle that you will be cutting out. At this point, you should take a long, close study of your own iris. It's the colored part, and you should see where the colors are and exactly how they're arranged inside of your iris. The first thing you're going to do is use a circle tracer to decide what size of pupil you want. Remember, pupil is the little black opening where light comes into your eye. It should be traced in the center of your iris. So the iris is the colored part, and that's the part we're really going to focus on today. You have some choices for materials. One thing that's really fun to use is just some water-based markers like Crayola markers. They help you look in the mirror and determine all of the colors that you really see. A lot of the time we're going to have a darker ring around the outside, and I like to use gray or maybe even black for that dark ring. If you have light eyes, gray might be the darkest you want to go, and if you have dark eyes, maybe go ahead and do a ring of black. You can also use a medium tone gray by doing another layer of gray on gray. With water-based markers, you can layer them to make them darker and darker. And what else can you do? You can use a light marker. I'm gonna make a brown eye that has little golden light parts shining through. So I'm gonna use yellow first, keep it clean, and add some of those glimmery lines that I can see in a brown eye. Next, I'm gonna use a brown marker, darken my ring even further. All of these pigments we're gonna use in a little bit when we get out our water and brush. Be sure and look at your real life eye to see where is it dark, where is it light, and what colors are hidden in the middle, on the outside, or flecked throughout. I'm using some black strokes. Maybe you have blue or green eyes and would use a blue or green instead, but I'm gonna use some brown strokes here, actually, to start to give the impression that this is a brown eye. I'm leaving the yellow showing a little bit, and soon I'll be getting one more ingredient. I'll park this here in the lid, and that ingredient is water. So with water and a brush, you can start to spread these colors like they are watercolor. I want you to do it very intentionally. What should be pulled and what direction should the stroke be? What should you maybe avoid with your brush? To make this look like a mostly brown eye, I'm gonna be pulling a lot of my brown from the edge out over the yellow, and I'm gonna be using water on all of my brown strokes. If I wanted it to be an even darker brown, I could use watercolor. Feel free to get a watercolor palette if one is available to you. I could add some more brown pigment, or even mix another color that I'm not quite getting with the markers. Try and leave what it will be your pupil soon to be white. We will be creating a shine inside of your pupil, and it's a great thing to leave some white in there for today. Check your eyes in the mirror. Make sure you're really making this look like your own iris. And there I am leaving the white. And when you're done with this part, add your name and bring it to the drying rack. Next time we put everything together.